Now this is complex numbers objective solved example question number 37. Now see, in this question it is given that argument of complex number z lies between minus pi and minus pi by 2. So you can see between minus pi and minus pi by 2. Starting from this is the minus pi, like this is like any point lying on this part has argument minus pi, and this is for minus pi by 2. Complex number lying on negative imaginary axis, argument is minus pi by 2, and this is minus pi. Now argument of complex number z lies between minus pi and minus pi by 2. So it means the complex number lies in third quadrant. So let z be the complex number lying in third quadrant. Now we have to find the value of this argument of z conjugate minus argument of minus of z conjugate. Now we'll first of all figure out where are these complex numbers z conjugate and minus of z conjugate, and then we subtract their arguments. Z is the complex number in third quadrant. Now z conjugate, you know, is reflection of complex number z in real axis. So if this is z, then z conjugate is mirror image of z in real axis. So we can draw z conjugate here in second quadrant. Now if z conjugate is this, now minus of z conjugate, minus means we change the sign of the real part as well as we change the sign of the imaginary part. And if we change both the signs, it is like a it will shift from second quadrant to fourth quadrant, or first to third quadrant, third to first quadrant. Basically it's like rotation about 180 degrees, rotation through 180 degrees. Suppose if I say this is minus a and this is positive value b, then multiplying with minus means this becomes minus b, and this becomes minus of minus a means a. So a will come this side and minus b will come this side. So it's like an image of this about origin, right? So this is minus z conjugate. Now let's see the difference of their arguments. Now let this angle be theta. So this angle is theta, means argument of z conjugate is theta. Now let this angle be, obviously this angle is pi minus theta. If this is theta, then this is pi minus theta because sum is 180 degrees. So argument of minus z conjugate is theta minus pi, negative, because we are measuring this angle in clockwise direction, right? Now I subtract these two. Now on subtracting these two, I get answer pi. So argument of z conjugate minus argument of minus z conjugate is pi, right? But see, answer minus pi is also correct. I'll show you how we get answer minus pi. So this time I have defined argument. So argument of z is z in this direction. Now I define argument of z like this. Suppose this is angle theta. This time defining in clockwise direction. This angle is theta, right? Then what about this angle? This angle is, if this angle is theta, this angle is theta minus pi, right? Theta में से we are subtracting pi because this angle is pi, this angle is pi. We are subtracting theta pi from theta to get theta minus pi. Now argument of z conjugate is minus theta because we measured this angle in clockwise direction. Argument of minus z conjugate is minus of theta minus pi. Again we are measuring in clockwise direction, so it is pi minus theta. Now take the difference. Argument of z conjugate minus argument of minus z conjugate is, if we take difference, it is minus pi. So both the answers are correct, pi and minus pi. In first case we measured the argument of z in anti-clockwise direction. In this case we are measuring in clockwise direction, and the difference is basically we are taking this we're taking the argument of this negative in second case. In first case we are taking it positive. And always remember that whenever there is a difference in the arguments of the two complex, like whenever there is a difference of arguments which is an integral multiple of 2 pi, then it is same. If we have pi by 4, other argument is 2 pi plus pi by 4. So there is no doubt, there is no debate, both of them are representing same complex number. If this argument of complex number z, and this is also argument of complex number z. Even pi by 4 minus 2 pi is also argument of complex number this. So when we are so when the unit is argument, then the difference of the integral multiple of 2 pi we ignore. So so when we are subtracting two arguments, the unit is argument. So difference is pi or difference is minus pi, both the answers would be correct because the difference between these two is 2 pi, integral multiple of 2 pi. So in this question both the answers are correct, pi as well as minus pi.